Hey everybody, Sean here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over what's going on with Bitcoin. And we had a bearish pennant setting up a few days ago, and now it's broken out of that to the upside and where it's going to go from here. So stay tuned, we're going to talk about it. Now, as you see here, in August of 2020, we basically had the high a year sitting at $12,480. And then she ended up retracing from there and tried a second run at the high of the year, and it didn't quite make it. It kind of topped out at $12,000. Some pretty heavy resistance at $12,000 if you go back and you look at the rest of the year. So as it tried to break $12,000 again, she ended up having a major retrace. I think she came down to pretty much 23% on the Fibonacci scale, and that was another good support, sitting at basically $10,000. And then she got into a holding pattern, which is basically this bearish pennant that I got drawn up, which is basically just hovering in an area, and you see it starting to squeeze itself out. And once it bursts out of that pennant, whether it be to the upside or to the downside, it's usually going to make a pretty big move. And as you see, it has. It has moved probably about $300 to $500 in this range. Now, where is it going to go from here? Well, I like to go and do a little bit of research, and one of the best sites that I like to research is TradingView.com, because you can get basically dozens of people's perspectives on what's going to happen with the coins. So let's take a look at that. So if we go back to TradingView.com's main page, you see we've already got the BTC USD main page brought up, and it's giving you a line chart of what's really happened with the coin for the entire year. Now, if we go down the list a little bit, you'll see there are multiple different ideas from a bunch of different influencers that follow Bitcoin, or they're experts in the market, or it's their absolute passion. And you can go through and you can see there's multiple different articles that you can see what their perspectives are on what's going to be happening with the coin. Now, you can get a lot of newbies in here, but if you just take a look and see how many people are following and how many likes these articles are getting, you can see that they're some of the major influencers, and they're in here every day, and they're trying to provide you a free service with their perspective on what actually is going on. So go in here and take a browse around and see what it's all about. And there are different people that I like to follow that know what they're talking about. Now, another part of this that I really like is they even give you predictions on what they think is going to happen with the coin. Now, I wouldn't take these things too seriously, but they do have some algorithms that they follow, tell you what they think the coin is going to do. So you see right now it's saying Bitcoin is a moderate buy, and it tells you why. They also have related news articles in here from all the different news agencies around the world that basically are reporting on cryptocurrencies. So this is a really excellent source, and they cover thousands of cryptocurrencies. They cover the Forex, they cover stocks, they cover everything. So right now, this is my go-to place to find out all the current news on the coins that I'm following. Now, I'm going to leave a link in the description below so you can come in here and check it out. And there are even deals for different membership ideas that they have. And Black Friday coming up near Christmas here is probably about the best yearly subscription you can get. So if you want to check it out, it is free, but you do get to have more charts open, more indicators on your charts to check everything out and do a proper technical analysis of what you're looking for. Now let's go back to the Bitcoin chart. Now, as we saw, Bitcoin has made a pretty good move the last couple of days. So if we go in here to the 4-hour chart, we can really break it down and see what's happening, because each one of these candles right here is 4 hours. So basically 6 candles to a day. We were looking at the daily chart where every candle was basically a day. Now every candle here is 4 hours, and we can get a better idea of how it moves during the day. Now you see these big green candles you got right here. These are major moves. Like this candle right here, if we measure it out, was almost a $300 move. The secondary candle right here looks like it was about a $200 move. Yeah, pretty much. Now, to move the market like that, it takes huge money, and we know in the last few days, Square just invested $50 million in Bitcoin, and that moved the market. Now we can pretty much predict it was one of these green candles right here. I'm pretty much thinking it was this one. And it takes a lot of money to move the chart like this. Those days that you see the chart going up $1,000 or dumping $1,000, $500, anywhere in there, they usually have the whales, they usually have the financial institutions, they have the hedge funds coming in with millions, hundreds of millions, or even billions of dollars, moving their money around as they're trying to add some stability to their company's financials. Now, as you see right here, we had a major push up over the last couple of days, and it's starting to back off a bit. And if you look at the relative strength index right here, the buying pressure is basically starting to back off, and it's basically overbought right now. And we're possibly going to start getting a retrace. How far is that going to come back? Well, we don't really know unless we go back up to the daily chart, spread that out a little bit, shrink it up, and we throw a Fibonacci on here. And we take it from the top to the highest point it was and take it down to the bottom. And you see in this big move, it came down right to the 23%. And cryptocurrencies and stocks love their percentage moves. So in a big move like this, it came down to 23%, and that's where it found support. And that support just happened to be right at $10,000. And it consolidated for pretty much the entire month of September into October now, before she broke out. Now, what I'm kind of expecting right now, the next line of resistance is right here at $11,257. And it just so happens that's on the 61.8 Fibonacci line. Now, that is a big line of resistance. You see it's bounced off of that line quite a bit. But if it does break through here, break through this 61.8, I think we're going to have another move right up to at least 11,800. And if not, right back up to our yearly high. Because we got a lot of room to move on the relative strength index and on the stochastics. If anything, it's going to do it in a few steps. It'll come up to this resistance right here at 11,200. Then it'll come right back down to possibly the 50% before it makes its move back up to the 78.6 on the Fibonacci scale. Then it'll pull back to the 61.8, and then she'll move back up to our yearly high and hopefully beyond. So that's what I think is going to go on with Bitcoin over the next week, over the next month. I think we're going to start seeing that bull run kick into high gear here really soon. By the end of the year, I can see us moving well beyond this, possibly into the $13,000, $14,000 and even way beyond. But if you go back and you check out the TradingView.com's reviews and articles that they have all set up there for you, there's going to be a lot of different attitudes. There's going to be a lot of different perspectives on what everybody else thinks too. So don't just take my word for it. Do your due diligence and get a few people's opinions before you make any choices. And one thing I really want to make clear to everyone is I am not a financial advisor. Everything and my impressions I'm giving you are on an educational basis, and do your own due diligence when you invest. And anyways, if you like my content, please hit the subscribe button, click on that notification bell, throw a like or two on this video, because it helps me get higher in the rankings and you'll see my videos more often. And you guys have yourself an awesome day. Thank you. Bye-bye.